tell me the story that, I think it was during Pinata Full of Bees, that Adam McKay had this crazy idea that half the cast did not want to do, the one about Bill Clinton.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me that story?
Well, we were looking for new emotions to elicit from an audience. It was a very experimental time. We had just done the 35th year retrospective of Second City material that ran on the main stage, and I was in that. And it was all old material, and there were references to, Hawaii becoming a state or something. And it wasn't real topical or groundbreaking, but it was like a tribute to Second City's history, and we were happy to do it. But at the end of it, we were kind of like, what can we do now that is totally the opposite direction? So most of that cast left, and we brought in all these new people, and we explored just new forms and ways to get comedy or whatever out to the people, apart from just that kind of freight train of sketch, song, blackout, sketch. And it became more of a dream thing, structure. And so one night we're trying to think of things to screw with the audience, essentially, just see what we can do. And Adam said, let's go out and say that the president has been shot. And he had this whole idea about how to end it and what the purpose of it is. And so I volunteered to be the one to go out and tell the audience that the president has been shot.
So you wanted to do this,
yeah.
But there was some resistance from the group.
Yeah, there were some people who thought that it was needlessly making people upset in the audience.
And you're like, fuck that, I'm going to do that.
I was like, this part of the show is free, and there's no guarantee that you'll enjoy yourself. So, so let's make sure you don't. But I also thought it was a good idea. I thought the sketch as a reflection of society was a pretty funny idea. So, and to call it a sketch is not even right. But I went out during the improv set, which is the third act of the show, which is all improvised, and I think Dratch and Jenna Jolovitz and Glazer maybe were out on stage, and I interrupted their scene and whispered to each one of them very kind of like quietly and hopefully realistically, and they kind of like understood, took it in, and went off stage. And I said, I'm sorry to stop the show. We've just heard news that the president has been shot. And, God, this sounds terrible. We don't have any details right now. We have monitors in the lobby. If you want to go out and watch that, you're welcome to. We're going to wheel a monitor out on stage, and we're all going to just see what's going on, try to figure this out. And you're welcome to stay or go home. But this is the situation. And I buttoned it with, no more comedy. So Adam wheels out this cart we had backstage that has the TV and the VCR and plugs it in, and it's all very realistic. It's all going on for real. And we turn on the TV, and it's sports bloopers, a commercial for sports bloopers, which at the time in the 90s, before the internet, before YouTube, you could buy videotapes of sports bloopers, and they were hugely popular. And at night, you would see an endless parade of these commercials. So
like Marv Albert's sports bloopers.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So a sports blooper started playing, and I go to change the channel, and I'm like, oh, sorry. And Adam goes, no, wait. And we watch, and a guy gets hit in the nuts or whatever, and we both chuckle. And then we want to change it over to CNN or whatever, but then we want to see what the next one is. So we keep watching it. So then we're just watching sports bloopers, and then I think eventually the rest of the cast comes out to see what's going on, and we all start laughing at the sports bloopers. We all sit down on stage with our backs to the audience, looking at the screen and laughing, and the audience is confused, and we're just laughing at the sports bloopers. And I think at one point, at the perfect time, McKay turns to the audience and goes, "People love sports bloopers!" And we turned our backs and we just kept watching. And we watched sports bloopers until the audience was gone. And we were in an empty room. And I think there was maybe a third of the audience got it and thought it was really funny. And I think probably 2/3 of the audience got it and thought it wasn't. And I think there were letters, and it was not the audience in general was not happy about it, which I guess is what we were going for.
Did you do that? I guess you didn't do that the next night, right?
No, we didn't hone it.
Oh, man.
We just said, well, that was an interesting indulgence, and that was very selfish.